In this lesson, you will learn how to use the information on the periodic table to find the number of protons, electrons, and neutrons in an atom. The first step is to simply find the element you are looking for on the periodic table. You will need this tool for every element. Remember that each box has the abbreviated symbol and the full name for the element. In this example, we will use the element krypton, whose symbol is Kr. Remember that the three major subatomic particles are protons, electrons, and neutrons. The first particle to find will always be the protons. The atomic number of an element, which is the number that is listed at the top of the square for the element, represents the number of protons in the element. The number of protons in an atom is how we identify a particular element. It never changes. For krypton, the atomic number is 36. This means that there are 36 protons in krypton. Once you have found the number of protons, you can figure out the number of electrons in the atom. Remember that protons have a positive charge, while electrons have a negative charge. Neutral atoms, which are the types of atoms we will deal with in middle school, have no overall charge, so the number of protons must equal the number of electrons. This will make the positive charges cancel out the negative charges and give the atom a total or net charge of 0. Since krypton has 36 protons, it must also have 36 electrons. The last particle to determine is the number of neutrons. Neutrons have no charge, but they do have mass. Protons and neutrons, which are found in the nucleus of the atom, have mass, but the mass of the electron is so small that we do not count it. Each proton and each neutron has a mass of 1 atomic mass unit, or AMU. At the bottom of each element square on the periodic table is the mass number, or sometimes called the atomic weight, of the element. This number will be a decimal because it represents the average of the mass of krypton atoms. What you will want to do is round the atomic weight to the nearest whole number. Krypton has an atomic weight of 83.80 AMUs, so that will round up to 84. Because the mass is the sum of the protons and neutrons, we can subtract the number of protons from the rounded atomic mass to find the number of neutrons. So, 84 minus 36 protons gives us 48 neutrons. Krypton has 48 neutrons. In summary, the number of protons will equal the atomic number, which is the top number in the square. The number of electrons equals the number of protons, and the number of neutrons equals the rounded mass number minus the number of protons. You can use this method for any element on the periodic table to find the number of protons, electrons, and neutrons. Now, using the steps you just learned, see if you can find the number of protons, electrons, and neutrons for oxygen. Then do the same for xenon and zirconium. Pause the video and see if you can figure these out using a periodic table. Alright, so hopefully you've taken the time to try to figure out these on your own, and let's go over them to see how you did. Oxygen's atomic number is 8, so it has 8 protons and 8 electrons. The atomic mass of oxygen is 16. 16 minus 8 protons gives us 8 neutrons. How'd you do? Xenon can be found in group 8 on the periodic table. It has an atomic number of 54, so it has 54 protons. The number of electrons equals the number of protons, so it also has 54 electrons. The atomic mass of xenon is 131.29. This rounds to 131, so 131 minus 54 protons gives us 77 neutrons. And the last element was zirconium, which can be found in group 4 of the periodic table. Zirconium has 40 protons, as indicated by its atomic number, and so it also has 40 electrons. The atomic mass of zirconium is 91.22. This rounds down to 91. Since the mass is determined by the number of protons and neutrons, we can subtract 40 from 91 to give us 51 neutrons. How'd you do on these? You'll get the opportunity to practice this more in the next assignment, the atomic number and mass number worksheet.